So we're just waiting on Dan.
Da 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 da.
Hello and welcome to Top 8 with Corran and Batmouse. I'm your host, Kendall. With me as always is Batmouse.
Hey, howdy, hey.
We have special guest, Mr. Dan Tartaglione.
Hello. How's it going? It's D Tartag1, also known as. Yeah, you gotta get it right. Come on.
Dancer Tagly one, or whatever.
Dan Tartaglione, also known as D Tartaglion E.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Our governor of trivia tonight is Mr. Joe Olson.
Arabelle speed to you. Hello, Kendall. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Yeah. So today we are going to be we're going to be creating a single definitive list of the top 8 characters with an episode 1 icon. We will in a moment dive into trivia, which will determine which numbers we each get to choose, and then we'll talk about senses, alters, and the defensive shield once we've established trivia. So without further ado, we'll jump. Do we want to talk about, first of all, actually we talked about this off mic, so we should talk about it on mic. Dan, first of all, why'd you come up with episode 1 characters?
Very simple. It hasn't been done before.
That works. How'd you go about? What's your philosophy going into the your ranking?
What's off of my top 8?
Yeah,
I said this off mic before. My 1 through 9 is literally nothing but Darth Vader, Betrayer of the Jedi.
You don't need to get into specifics here, but okay, you got one guy that you want to be on the list.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best Vader out there.
I don't. It's probably the best episode 1 Vader.
It is, yeah, by far. It's also the best episode 1. It's the best Vader that gets you around Padme. Oh, it's the only Vader that does that. Yeah, it's like somebody designed it that way. But I will say this before we start. I want to say big props to Joe coming on here and fulfilling this, taking over the master of trivia role. I like how we had to go out and get a ringer for the trivia master for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We had to get the extra. We had to go all the way to the governor.
Cheers to the governor. I thought this was top 8.
Where'd the governor thing come from? I've never had that as a nickname.
I don't know. I just I like it just came out.
He's the great Captain Redbeard.
Well, because Taco Bill's the master of trivia.
Yeah.
Greg's the grandmaster of trivia.
Okay.
So I had to give you a title, and that's what came out.
The Padawan, obviously, or no, the Jedi Knight, because he's not good enough to be on the council.
He's the governor.
He's the governor.
The character from Star Wars that he reminds me most of is Grand Moff Tarkin. So he is the governor.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It is neither. It is simply a fact.
It's a thing. Wow, Joe, how does that make you feel?
I love it.
Batmouse, how did you go about looking at your list for this?
I looked at my list. I literally went through and went, "Oh, I love these cards. What of these cards do other people hate?" And that is how I made my list.
Typical Batmouse fashion.
I basically made a list that I mean, my only thing was I didn't want more than one of a given persona on my list. But it was basically just, I mean, these are some of the best characters in the game. Are episode 1 characters. Because they're all either virtual cards or late decipher cards. So if it's whatever makes the top 5, these are going to be cards that are in almost every deck. Like these are the cards that people are complaining about.
Every deck?
Almost every deck. Yeah. I wouldn't say absolutely every.
So, well, okay, never mind.
Like a lot of decks, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say
almost any deck that they could be that they're allowed to be in.
Okay, that makes sense.
I fully agree with that assessment.
Hopefully, that's what the list ends up looking like. And if not, well, we'll see.
Oh,
We'll
one
see.
way or
Find
the-
someone to blame.
Yeah.
What?
Why? I mean, nobody's pointing any fingers at you, Batmouse, yet.
Well, look, I'll just say the last list that we made, I wasn't involved with, and it was the best list we've made so far. So
What was that?
I
list?
just unable to otherwise.
The great.
Oh, were you not on
yeah.
that episode?
I was
He
the
was the
trivia
trivia
guy.
man. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So that was the
Yeah, that
best
was a good
one.
list.
And
That
and the
was
one
a
before it I was on, and it was so bad that I didn't rank the next. I kicked myself off the show for an episode.
Hey,
All
This
right.
is your comeback story, is what you're saying.
This is my yes. So I have a list. I
That
will
was his
say my
villain
list is
origin
like
story.
down the middle. Like I don't think I have any controversial choices on my list. So we'll see. I just want the list to be good this time. Otherwise, what are we doing? So I'll turn the reins over to Joe, our governor of trivia. Yeah.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
For those of you who have not listened to this before or need a quick refresher, we're going to do some trivia questions. We're going to award some points to our 3 contestants, and how they finish in this trivia section is going to determine which picks they are going to get in the top 8. So are you guys all ready?
Woo! I mean, yes.
Sounding. All right. Our first question has to do with Dark Jedi.
Okay, time out.
Oh,
I think I've been muted the entire time.
No, you're good. We can hear you.
hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been able to hear you the whole time.
We've just been ignoring you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, to be fair though, I mean, my microphone showed like a giant slash through it, and I was just like, wait a minute.
I mean, you're coming through and you sound good. You sound clean.
No, you're
but,
good.
like,
You're good.
Are you on the wrong microphone or
I
something?
don't know.
We heard the whole thing about the Darth Vader being one.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
You like
All right.
the card that I'm gonna send.
Speaking,
Yeah, you're coming.
speaking
And
of Darth Vader,
you sound
question
good.
one.
So yeah.
Well, thank you.
So reminder, our theme for the night is characters with an episode 1 icon. With that in mind, how many episode 1 Dark Jedi are there? And let me clarify a couple things. This does include virtual cards, but if it is a unique card title, it only counts once. So, for example, if there is a virtual card that doesn't change the title, like if Yoda, Master of the Force, non-virtual, and Yoda, Master of the Force, virtual, would be one card if he were a Dark Jedi. He's not. So it would need a different card title to count separately. How many Episode 1 Dark Jedi cards are there?
So, just to clarify, AIs.
AIs do not count. We need unique cards, unique card titles.
Okay.
So
You just got to tell us our order first.
Okay, today we're going to let Dan go last because he's the guest. And let's start this one with Batmouse.
Oh, man. I was counting in my head still. 12.
All right, we have 12 from Batmouse.
My count is 10 because I think it's 2 Sidious's, 2 Dooku's, the 1 Vader, and then 5 Mauls. So my number is 10.
There's more malls than that.
Well, then how many?
Okay,
Then
well,
you
first of all,
choose
there's
the next
Darth
one.
Maul, Young Apprentice, Lord Maul, Darth Maul with lightsaber. Okay, so that's 4. Then you have Darth Maul, Lone Hunter, who's 5. Then you have Lord Maul with lightsaber, who makes 6. Okay, then you have Darth Sidious, Lord Sidious, that's 8. Count Dooku, Darth Tyrannus, which is 10. Then you have the Vader, which makes 11. Nope, Asajj is
11?
not. Asajj is a Force sensitive. All the other Dathmerian dudes are also Maul icon. I'm gonna say 11.
Okay. The answer is 11. And they are the exact 11 that Dan named.
Were you thinking that Batmall was episode 1?
Yeah,
No, he's episode 7. Or he's episode nothing.
He's not. Yeah, he doesn't have an icon.
he's episode nothing.
Yeah, I forgot Lone Hunter.
Yeah.
All right. So 1 point to Dan. Next. Now, with Dan in the lead, he is going to start this question.
Oh, poopy.
And then we will rotate to Kendall and then Batmouse. During the reset in 2014, a number of episode 1 characters were carried over, such as Dooku. One of those characters had a permanent weapon. Who was it?
Captain Rex, 501st Legion.
You seem very confident on that.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna just for the I'm not gonna just copy that. So I'm gonna say it was Ahsoka with lightsabers.
I mean, I know it's Captain Rex, but I hate to agree with Dan.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I'll agree with you here because I want the point. So it's Captain Rex. But otherwise, I hate this. I hate this very much.
All right. Captain Rex is correct.
Yep.
There is a different character who also would have been acceptable for a bonus point. Can anyone name it? I'm not sure about Ahsoka with lightsabers.
No.
When I look up her on Scomplink, her icon is Demo, and it has a little P in the little circle. I don't know when that came out, but I'm assuming it would have a Z0 if it was carried over from the reset.
Yeah, I think the
If it
Demo
was
decks
carried,
were
then the
after.
other one.
The other character would have been the Droideka.
Droideka is the other character. Extra point for Dan. So right now, Dan has 3, Batmouse 1. All right. So we're going to start with Dan again. Dan, which characteristic can only appear in the lore box of battle droids? No other characters can have this characteristic.
Battle droid. Battle droid. Battle droid.
Are we talking about? It's like this question is like right up the Batmouse alley. Can I pass?
You have to guess.
I mean, you can to move the game along. You won't get any points or get another chance to answer, but you can certainly say, I have no clue, I pass.
Oh, well. Oh, wait, can we swear in this game?
Yes. I mean, not, don't do it all the time, but talk like a normal person and you're fine.
I'm going to say infantry.
Batmouse.
Question again?
What characteristic can only appear in the lore box of battle droids? No other cards have this characteristic.
I mean, not even a characteristic, I think, but Battle Droid Army.
Kendall.
I'm sure this is wrong, but I'm hoping it's a trick question and that the answer is Trade Federation, but it's only a characteristic if it's on a battle droid.
I like that. It is wrong. You were right. It's wrong.
I love it.
But I like the creativity. No, actually, Dan once again is crushing this trivia. Infantry is actually a characteristic. Infantry battle droid, and it's used in the battle droid officer text. It says your infantry battle droids deploy -1 of the same site, so they have to have that characteristic of infantry.
Wow, I just took a guess.
That was a good one. All right. This is a 2-parter. For both light side and dark side, you're going to come up with 2 numbers. How many episode 1 icon senators are there for each side?
Oh my gosh.
Episode 1 icon senators for dark side and for light side. They have to have the episode 1 icon. So for example, I think Leia Organa V is a senator, but she does not have a episode 1 icon, so she wouldn't count for this. But how many senators with an episode 1 icon are there for each of the 2 sides?
Okay. I hate to ask this, but who's starting?
You're
in the lead. That means they get to listen to your answer and modify their answers based on it.
When Joe's in charge, then that's the rules.
It's a catch-up mechanism.
Yep.
That way they can
Yep.
copy you or diverge from it.
That's what I should have been doing this whole time, is copying Dan. Dan is looking for something.
Yeah, I
He's
hear.
looking for a stomp link.
No, I was looking. Troublemakers are out running around right now. Okay, light side. Shush up, Batmouse. I'm making sure. First of all, I don't want to. My rats getting into stuff that they're not supposed to. Light side. She's not. Light side has 5. Dark sides.
All right, Dan, what's your guess?
5 and 7. 5 for light side, 7 for dark side.
5 and 7. Batmouse.
5, but I think it's 9.
5 for
5 for
light,
light, 9 for
9
dark.
for dark. Okay. And Kendall.
There have to be more than 5 light side senators, don't there?
With episode 1 icons though.
You got like Palpatine. You got like, that's the only one I can name.
So 1 is your guess?
Yeah, 1 for light side, 0 for dark side. No, I'm gonna say, so what you said 5 and 7, he said 5 and 9. I'm gonna say 5, although I have a feeling you guys are forgetting one. No, I'm gonna say 6 and 8.
Okay. So for light side, there is Horrocks,
Yep.
Liana,
Yep.
Masmata, Palpatine, Tindau, and Yarua. 6 is the correct answer.
Wait, who did you say?
Kendall,
Masamata's
point.
not a.
Masamata's not a senator. He's the chancellor's aide.
Okay. You guys are correct.
I think I should get the point for that.
Didn't you say 6?
Yeah, he counted 6.
But Masamata was not one of them. They fact checked me.
Boom.
Hey, Batmouse, high 5, right?
Look, according to the
stand
teacher's
corrected.
key, I got the right answer.
According to the what?
The teacher's key. The teacher version.
You know
of the
what?
textbook.
Hold on, time out.
But they have the governor.
You want to call in the Grand Master? Let's get Greg on the phone.
What's number?
So interestingly, Greg gave me this question and answer. So you guys were actually fact checking him here.
Boom.
I didn't fact check this answer.
I'm just going to message him and be like, Greg,
he'll hear it.
So
he'll hear it later. No worries.
What's the?
So it is.
Well, maybe did he list off those 6, or is there somebody else, or maybe there's another one that we're missing?
He did in fact put those 6.
Okay.
There is another question later that will use these, and so I don't think any are missing. Okay. But I don't want to spoil that.
And what's the dark side number?
Okay, so point for Dan and Batmouse for light. For dark, Batmouse gets the point at 9. We had a 7, 8, 9 guess. It is 9. There is Axmo, Baskel, Edsel, Lot Dodd, Ornfree Taw, Passel, Tiki's, Toonbuck, and Yub Yub.
Yeah, I know which ones I missed.
Dark
I was
Senate for the
thinking the old school KTOD Dark Side Senate, and they hardly ran Axmo, so I knew
they don't play
I forgot
Batmouse
about
cards.
him. And then there's the
cards.
one that nobody ever runs because he's terrible.
So I knew Palpatine for light side, and Axmo, and Ornfree Taw. Because Ornfree Taw is always the
Not Lot Dodd? He likes
Lot
to
Dodd.
party.
Maybe Lot Dodd is who I knew.
Yeah, you would have to know Lot Dodd. I mean, because he goes out of play with Leia. It's either Lot Dodd or
That's
Yeb Yeb.
something that has ever happened in a game Kendall has been involved with.
Well, it's because Dark Side Senate is not good.
Tell that to Kyle Kruger.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Next question. Timmy loves new art for Star Wars cards, and he loves not playing the standard art. And he wants to only use AIs. He wants to use as many AIs as possible in his light and dark decks.
Oh, God.
And if he were only to use AIs, how many AIs could he use between light and dark? And this does count duplicates. So, for example, if there is a Maul who has multiple different, say, a Coruscant version of him and another version of him and another, all with the same title, those are all separate AIs because Timmy wants all different pictures. how many different AIs could he use that are episode 1 characters?
Couldn't we just say Chris Kelly? Because we know we're trying to say Chris Kelly.
Dan, we're
Chris Kelly
starting with
doesn't
you.
play
Whoa! No, we're starting with Batmouse because he was closer on both of them. He got both the questions right.
You're still in the lead. You're still
Right
in the
now,
lead.
Dan is ahead 5-3-0. So we're starting with Dan.
Yeah, starting with Batmouse. He got the last 2 right.
That is not what happened.
He is on a streak. Let's see if he can catch up. Dan, tell me, how many episode 1 character AIs could Timmy use between his light and dark deck?
Okay, hold on. I need a piece of paper.
Got to go with your gut on this one. I don't think you're going to be able to list all of them.
You don't want to do it in front of me.
Keep total silence, and I can do a truncate silence filter, and it'll snap it together. So
You said different images?
Different images count. So, for example, another example to help you, at Worlds, there was a new beautiful sea slip given out.
That's not, so my next question is, do foils count?
No, just AIs.
Okay, that's different.
The picture is the same on a foil.
Okay.
It's just shiny.
That helps me a lot. Batmouse, put your fingers away.
I'll lock in my answer is 120.
Okay.
Sorry, no, not 120. Can't do. Because it would be, you got to have your anger, fear, aggression, and knowledge and defense. 118.
118.
118 unique different AIs that are episode 1 characters.
Yep, that is my final answer.
I will say one less than whatever Dan chooses, or one more because we're playing Prices Right or closest to. It doesn't matter.
I don't
We're
think
playing
this price is
closest.
right. Yeah, I think it's closest to. So, well, you got to choose. You would choose based on his answer. So if he
Right, because if you said one less, then Dan would be like, all right,
34.
34. Do you want one more or one less than that, Batmouse?
I want one more than that.
You're
Give me
taking
range.
the over.
I'm
All
taking
right.
the over.
The answer
probably 34
is,
exactly.
that would be amazing. No, the answer is 56. Batmouse picks up ground. It's now 5-4. There are 56 episode 1 AIs.
I should have said 60.
He's counting. I'm almost positive he is counting the foils. I want this list.
There's no foils on StompLink. I'm using Stomp to generate this, although it was missing a couple cards that I had to inform Greg they needed to be changed in the next update. I caught a couple.
Do you think it was maybe missing like 60 cards? It was
I don't think
actually
that
I was
many.
the closest.
This is counting the ones that I caught as missed. Maybe there's other missed ones that would make you correct. We'll say there probably is, but we can't verify that now. All right, question 6. Oh, so I'll give you a couple facts now about this. There is 56 AIs. We have total in this episode 1 characters to choose from. Our pool of characters to choose from for this top 8, there was 243 of them. And if you remove the AIs, that leaves 188 individual characters. So if you don't count their AIs, we have 188 characters. Of those 188, Dan, how many of them have multiple subtypes? And what that means, to clarify for our listeners, is Emperor Palpatine is both an Imperial and a Dark Jedi Master. He has multiple subtypes. He, of course, is not an episode 1 character, so he would not count. But that is an example of a card with multiple subtypes. Of these episode 1 icon characters, of these 188 of them, how many have multiple subtypes?
Say that many, Dan. Say that many.
There's not. How many?
That many.
Are you sure about that, Batty?
Say it.
I'm not trusting anything you say.
Because I do so much research. Say that many.
Oh yeah, that card.
Kindle had an epiphany. He's
I
up
just
to 1.
remember.
Wait, am I going first again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Say that many.
3.
And he thought
Batmouse, you gonna go with that many?
I'm not gonna go with that many.
know
But
you're
I'm
not.
gonna price this right you again. I'm gonna go 4.
Oh, good. I get to be the last one, so I can say the one that I thought of. Chewbacca, Defender of Kashyyyk, is the one. He's Alien and Republic.
Correct. Dan, how'd you come up with 3?
I went with the Wookiees,
Which are
Chewbacca of Kashyyyk, Tarful, and then the Senator, Yaru.
interesting.
Unless Tarful's not a episode 1 character.
Purple is.
Tarful is. So the correct answer is 3. However, Yarua was not one. You did get lucky, though, in that there is a different Wookiee, Brakchawa.
That makes it 4.
Nope. Because Yarua is only Republic. There is only 3. They are all Wookiees, and they are all Alien Republic. Yarua is just Republic. Not an alien, I guess. So they are all
I knew there was 3
PC virtual
Wookiees.
cards. Decipher did no multiple subtype episode 1 cards. So Dan picked
Well, they were trying to streamline the game at that point.
Yeah, cutting out all the excess.
Streamlined
All right.
with
Really dialing in.
all wings combos and
last
dialing in.
question.
woo.
If Randobot were playing a Senate deck, of course they wouldn't put any senators at the Senate where they're supposed to go and their politics matter. They would put them all to a 1/1 docking bay.
Yep.
If you were playing Senate against them, you would obviously do the same for the lulz.
Because why not?
What would your total power be for both sides? What would the dark side power be, and what would the light side power be? The printed power. So their politics do not matter, but you are putting, to clarify, you are putting every episode 1 character that has printed politics, whether they are a senator or not. So for this one, earlier we had Masamada as a non-senator card. Masamada does have politics, however, and would be deployed at this site. So every episode 1 character with a printed politics, you put them all at this 1/1 docking bay. And what would be your total printed power, or total power at the site for each side? Dan, we'll start with you for dark and light.
Dark and light. Jeez.
Then it just cut off like mid-laugh was great.
Oh,
Answer the question.
Choose a number.
I don't want to.
Why are you pretending like you can count? Come on, choose a number.
I'm counting up your fantasy points. 24 and 19. 24 for dark side.
I
That
think you're
sounds very
backwards.
high.
I think you're backwards on that. I think
There's more
Darkside-
dark side characters than there are light side.
Right, but they all have, some of them have lower power. I'm gonna say Darkside has 16 power, and light side does sound good. No, too late. Light side would work at the 24 range. Yeah, we'll say 24 on the light because I don't care about the light. But the
You
dark
say
side,
24 light and what for dark?
I'm saying 16 for dark.
I was going to say, you should just flip my numbers.
And Kendall.
So there were 6 light side characters and 9 dark side characters, right?
There were 6 and 9 light side and dark side senators. However, now we have all characters with printed politics.
No, there were 5 and 9 senators.
Correct. Yeah. Once we removed one. Yeah. 5 and 9.
Kendall,
So
I'll give you a hint. There's 2 light side characters that have politics in them that aren't senators.
Okay.
There's how many?
Okay. Well, I'm going to say 7 and 9.
For which side?
For 7 for light side, 9 for dark side.
7 and 9, whichever one's correct. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Why am I
I
so
think they're all power 1. I think all the characters are power 1.
Batmouse, I don't know if you're watching this game, but it is god-awful.
I'm not. You keep talking too much.
Yeah. Don't watch the game. Let's play the game. Come on.
You know what? It's more exciting than the Philly
We're
Tampa Bay
45
game.
minutes into this recording.
First, there are 4 characters who got added to the light side that are have printed politics, and they do not. They are not senators. That is Queen Ron, Taria,
Forgot about her.
Theo Bibble, and Supreme Chancellor Valorum.
Well, you forgot about Masamedas. He doesn't have. He's not a center.
Right, and
We already
Masameda.
mentioned Masameda.
So there are 4 more being added that we had not mentioned earlier. The total for light side is 22, which puts Batmouse as the closest
Yeah.
with 24. And for dark side, the total is
Batmouse is the closest.
14, which Batmouse is 16 is the closest.
We tied, buddy.
So that means our overall points are 6-6, and we're going to the tiebreaker.
1 second.
I'll take a tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker is a round robin. We're going to go back and forth naming cards under the criteria I say until you cannot name anymore. I will do a silent countdown with my fingers to indicate how much time you have to come up with someone. We've been starting with Dan so much. Batmouse, we'll start with you. You are going to name a character that is either a handmaiden or a Royal Naboo security. We're using their unique card titles just like we did earlier. So if they have the exact same card title for V or whatever, it doesn't matter. So you need to name either a handmaiden or a Royal Naboo security. Batmouse, we'll start with you.
Yane.
Correct.
Juris Janik.
Correct.
Captain Panaka.
I'm going to have to fact check that because that is not on my list right now.
Isn't he captain of the Royal Guard?
He does
So
not say it, though.
Oh.
Captain Panaka is leader of Amidala's Royal Guard. Panaka, protector of the Queen, is on my list.
Yes, but you had to say that one in specific.
Yep.
All right. Let me see if is this in the AR? I don't know where this is where Greg would be useful.
You want me
Make
to
a
pick
governor's choice. Make a governor's choice.
All right, Batmouse, I'm going to give you a chance to come up with a different non-Panaka character to saving throw. But we don't waste time of me looking it up. Do you have someone else?
Sabe.
Sabe, yes. Dan.
Corporal Rushing.
Yes.
Oh. He's not counting. Dan, you're counting. That doesn't count.
Got anyone Batmouse?
Sasha? I don't know.
That's a good one.
Sasha.
How about Lieutenant Chamberlain?
Yep.
You guys are so much. This is why I'm bad at Star
I play
Wars
a
cards.
lot of WAP.
He does play a lot of WAP. Sabe, Sasha. Oh.
I have a ret.
Yeah, you can have it.
Yeah.
I want to say that a Yare, but...
All right. So Dan is our winner. I did look up the AR rules.
I got Officer Perose.
Yeah, I know.
Perosi.
I don't have another one.
Officer Perosi
Perosi
is another one. Royal Naboo Security Officer and Dorme were our last ones on the list.
You didn't get Dorme?
Yeah.
Come on.
I know. I slept on Dorme.
Did somebody get Padme Nabiri?
Padme is not a handmaiden, and she would not have counted.
Until we make a virtual Padme Nabiri that is a handmaiden.
I did look up the rule on characteristics. There's something called a rule of 3, and Captain Panaka does not list Royal Naboo security in his lore, whereas Panaka, Protector of the Queen, does. All right, so Dan, as our winner, you may choose where you are picking. So we have player A has a defensive shield, which we'll explain in a moment, spots 1 and 4. Player B has spots 3, 5, and 7, and player C has spots 2, 6, and 8. If you choose player A, our shield this week is another pathetic life form. You play this card to bump down the previously placed card 2 slots on the list. Cannot fall below 8. So you may not bump it off the list, but if you feel a card was
I'm saving this for the B2 battle droid.
You can say another pathetic life form and bump it down 2 spots once per game. So that is the player A gets that shield along with spots 1 and 4. Dan, which would you like to be? Player A, B, or C?
A.
Dan, you're going to be player A? All right, Batmouse, you had the next most number of points. Would you like to be player B or C?
C is the one gets
So you get
3.
spot 2, 6, and 8.
2,
You
6,
get-
8. I will take that.
You want Batmouse
2,
is
6, 8.
spots 2, 6, and 8, and Kendall, that leaves you with spots 3, 5, and 7.
Yep.
All
It's
right.
interesting how the guest or how the winner always chooses A. Batmouse always chooses.
Well, Batmouse
C.
is usually the winner.
No, the guest is always usually the winner.
The guess is always one.
You know what?
Yeah.
You allow the guest to pick the category. Of course, they're going to
Yeah.
pick something they have.
that's
they,
true.
They know.
Yeah, that's the magic of radio.
I thought the magic of radio was not seeing this cute adorableness in my hands.
All right. We are getting started on our list. So, Batmouse, you have spot number 8. Oh, let me quickly go over the rules for senses and alters. Every player is granted 2 senses and 1 alter. When someone plays a card, you can use your sense to attempt to cancel it. Of course, someone may alter your sense or they may sense your sense.
No, you can't sense a sense. That's
Can't sense a sense.
Yeah,
You can only sense an alter.
You can only sense
You
an
can only-
alter.
you can only sense an alter.
Okay, you
Yeah,
can.
yeah. This isn't
All
Star
right.
Wars cards. Even though we use a lot, there's a lot of
It's
similarities.
pseudo Star Wars cards.
There's a lot of similarities between the two games.
You guys are kind of playing
purely
Star Wars cards?
coincidental,
All
but a
right.
sense will not cancel a sense.
Sense. So you can use a sense to cancel someone's pick, an alter to cancel a sense, and then a sense to cancel an alter. Everyone gets 2 senses and 1 alter, and of course, everyone's just going to agree with everyone's wonderful picks, so we won't even need those.
Woohoo!
Let's
Agreed.
start with Batmouse, our spot number 8.
3PO with his part showing.
Ooh. You're putting that at 8?
Okay,
Look, I get my picks, right?
Yeah, no.
yeah. So first Batmouse go. But I want to before you insta sense this, Dan. I want to make a pitch. So Batmouse will go
Batmouse,
first.
please elaborate to us. Why is 3PO with parts on your top 8? Why is it at number 8?
3PO with his part showing is great card, cyclic deck, all these great things, pullable, yada yada. The card is great. He's number 8 on my list because I like to work backwards. I get the first pick when I'm the last player. So that's why my pick 8 is actually my card number 1 because that is the card that I want to lead off with. That is the card that I want to start my list. I start from the bottom because I like to go from the bottom.
Okay, so
That at no point made any coherent sense.
All I'm thinking right now is,
Kendall,
Joe,
let's hear
Okay.
your pick.
Joe,
Or your defense.
before we go,
my
Kendall,
defense of it because I mean first of all 3PO with his parts showing is on my list, and the fact that Batmouse chose something that is on my list is a good, that's a good thing. We're talking about the 8 best episode 1 icon characters, and those are
everybody walk away, Batmouse.
and those are some of the best characters in the game.
Yeah.
And 8 is not very many. I told Greg Shaw last time, if you make a top 8 of an event, like that is a big deal. There's a lot of people who are not in that top 8, and there's going to be a lot of episode 1 cards that are not in the top 8.
I mean, look at Worlds. Look how many good players were not in the top 8, and look who was in the top 8.
And then also if you sense this, there's no guarantee that Batmouse is going to choose a better option.
I know.
All right.
So
Uh,
that's my
the
I mean
proposed card at number 8 is 3PO with parts showing. Does anyone want to sense?
Kendall,
no, I'm not sensing it.
you know what? Let's let the baddie have it.
All right, 3PO with parts.
I'm okay with that. I like 3PO with his parts showing. I had him a little higher. I think there's better cards with the episode 1 icon. But
Right. So if there's better cards, then they'll be the top 7.
no. I'm agreeing 100% with you, Kendall. You just said it. There are 8 cards that we're making a top 8 list. This is going to be hard because of how many
Kendall,
good cards there are.
what do you got for us at number 7?
All right. So this is my one. It's the closest thing I have to a vanity pick. On my list.
Oh,
It was my number 8, but since 3PO is already on the list and he's a little higher on my list, I got room for this at number 7. what's probably going to be the only non-unique on our list. I was between this card and another card that was mentioned in trivia. But I did end up I was between Destroyer Droid and Droidica. I did end up going with Destroyer Droid.
Destroyer Droid for number 7.
He's one of the only playable non-unique cards in the game. He's like it's just like it's like always been a chase card for me. Like I've obtained in the last 20 years I've obtained 4 of them. You know, like because they've always been you're just always chasing
Grossly
after them and prohibitively expensive. And they're cool. The Destroyer Droid deck, like even if it's bad, it's still good. Like it's fun to play.
Just ask Matt Caroli. He loves the deck.
Do it.
Any objections?
How many senses do we get?
You get 2 senses.
Sense. I have to. I'm sorry, Kendall.
All right.
I just think there's better top 8 cards than this card in particular.
Dan uses his first sense. Do we have anyone who wants to alter?
Yeah, like I said, this is my only vanity pick. I'm going to use my alter.
Okay. Kendall uses an alter. Dan could use a second sense, or Batmouse could sense, or the pick goes through.
So, I'm sorry, what happened?
He altered your sense, and you may now use another sense if you want, or Batmouse can sense, or the pick can go through.
Nope, it's fine. It can go through.
Batmouse?
Yeah, I really love the Destroyer Droid.
Great.
Pay 1 to shoot people. It's fun.
All right. Destroyer Droid is for number 7. Number 6, Batmouse.
Number 6, Batmouse is gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Lot Dodd.
Ooh.
The senator that churned that Dark Side Senate deck and makes it all happen, boys.
All right. Lot Dodd.
Hold on while I look up Lot Dodd on Scompling.
He is the tunnel vision. He's like IG-88 or...
Okay.
Yeah, once a turn, when you have a Senate majority, he can search your force pile for a card.
And he's at number 6.
Lot Dodd at number 6.
Lot Dodd.
See, he's power 1. Dan's already used a sense. I mean, it's clear that for some people, Senate is important to episode 1.
Yeah.
If we were gonna have a senator on the list, he's definitely, yeah, you're right. He's the one that makes the deck go. I don't like it, but
you're gonna let me have it.
I think I'm gonna let this one through.
Yeah, I have no problem with Lot Dodd. He was on my honorable mentions. He was up hot. He was actually like my 10th, I believe. So I have no problem with him at 6.
Lot Dodd comes in at 6.
Yeah.
All right. At 5, Corran.
Oh, I got another pick.
Yeah,
okay.
You do.
All right. So this is interesting because that one's not going to be on the list now, and that's fine. And he's okay. And that one, you guys will probably pick. So I'm going to say my favorite card from Virtual Set 12, or I think that was the Set 12. Maybe it was Set 13. Now I'm questioning myself. But the recently got an AI Aura Singh with, oh yes, it was Set 12. Aura Singh with Blaster Rifle. She's I love the mechanic of getting to draw 2 against a Jedi. So you have to choose between, do I target the guy that's got a higher defense value, or do I target the guy with the lower defense value but only get one destiny? I love that she draws on her own and has a gun, and you can Jabba's through with you. Like she's just like, and you pullable with Hondo. Like she's just a card that does stuff. And that's what I want in this game. I want cards that do stuff.
Don't make me do stuff. Batmouse?
All right. Aura Singh with Blaster Rifle. How do you guys feel about that?
I have no qualms with Aura Singh with Blaster Rifle. She is on my list. She's on my list at number 4.
Wow.
So 5 seems accurate to you. All right.
Yeah.
And Dan.
She also was an honorable mention, so sure, we can go with that.
Okay.
Like, she was in the... I think I did 4 honorable mentions, and she was up there. I mean, when she came out, she really helped the meta towards Darkseid. Like, Darkseid needed another character with a quote-unquote lightsaber that was able to fire twice against high ability, high defense value characters. So she really fit that niche. So I have
Also,
no problem with her.
Forrest Sing's a freaking cool character. She had like 4 frames of screen time in episode 1, and has since just become so iconic. You could play her in Star Wars. The first time I realized who she was in Star Wars Demolitions for PlayStation, and like she just kind of has stuck around. Like she's just like the Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters that had 1 moment of screen time. She was able to, expand from that in a way that very few prequel characters, I think, have.
I mean, I know that Joe doesn't watch the cartoons, but in the Clone Wars cartoons, she's really cool. And she was a former Jedi that she left the Order, was a Jedi bounty hunter, so it kind of fits.
Yeah,
I will say, I don't like her blaster rifle in the game. That's besides the point.
Luckily, it's shielded, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, we're ready for your first pick at number 4.
Well.
And I want to remind you, you still have your shield, and it is not playable at the end of the game to target any card. The text on it is, bump down the previously placed card 2 slots on the list. So presumably you wouldn't want to play it on your number 1 pick to bump it down to. You do need to keep in mind you're going to want to use that soon, if at all. Maybe you love the last few picks and don't end up.
This has been a very, very copacetic list.
Well,
so far, but also,
I have had all kinds of objections, but
I know you have, because I'm going to say this, Joe. My list probably looks a little bit like yours.
So far, 3 of the 4 things are not on my list. So.
No, they're not.
But it's okay. It's the bottom half of the list. So now,
Dan, tell me your number 4 pick.
I'm going to pick my number 2 pick.
Okay.
No, you can't do that.
Well, it goes in the 4 slot.
It goes in the 4th slot, but it makes sense.
My number 2, Darth Maul with lightsaber.
The Darth Maul with lightsaber.
Sense.
Number 4.
You're just being.
Are you sensing that?
I'm sensing that.
Batmouse
it needs to be higher.
I think he wants a different Maul. I think he wants Tap Maul. If I know Batmouse. We have a sense on Darth Maul with lightsaber. Rules question: if Darth Maul with lightsaber is sensed, the exact same one still can be placed later, right?
Right.
Yeah, you can put it up later on.
Yeah, so we can move it higher. Yeah,
that's fine.
Okay, so Darth Maul with saber at 4. We have a sense. So right now, recapping, Batmouse is down to 1 sense, 1 alter. Kindle has 2 senses, and Dan has 1 sense, 1 alter.
No, I was going to say. So Batmouse is down to just a sense, right?
No, I have a sense and an alter.
Kindle has 2 senses because he used his alter on you.
Okay.
And Dan has 1 sense, 1. So Darth Maul has been sensed. Is there any alters from? Well, Batmouse isn't going to use his own. So Dan, do you want to alter Batmouse's sense?
No.
Okay. Darth Maul with saber is stricken, and Dan, you're picking a new number 4 for us.
Okay, I'll go with my number 3. Anakin Skywalker, Padawan learner.
Padawan learner at spot number 4. Give us a defense. Why should Anakin make this list at number 4?
First of all, he's so iconic.
This is the best card in the game.
He's probably one of the 2 best cards in the game for light side after him and Rey, obviously. I mean, he has cool images, and I can't think of a better, he fits in almost any light side deck that can play him. The only deck that I can't think of that he is a top character, he would be insane in Hitco, but he can't play him for that reason. I mean, I can't say anything else. It's one of the best characters. Another big reason, because the Holo Theater's Host and Hero card is CRG.
That is a good image. That is a good image.
Massive.
You missed the best the best reason, he tilts Brian Hunter.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the second best reason. CRG's
Okay,
up there.
fair
Oh,
enough.
man.
Fair enough.
See,
Uh,
okay. So we've already, so here, I mean, Batmouse didn't reveal this, but I think that it was pretty clear that Batmouse sensed Darth Maul with lightsaber to get at least a Maul higher on the
A
list.
Maul
whether
higher,
it's-
I would have.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Whether it's Lord Maul, but
I only have 2 picks, and I wanted to.
I know.
No, you have to do
We're
your thing.
discussing if
I'm just-
someone wants to.
I'm
sense
trying to
this-
decide. I'm trying to decide if I want to also sense Anakin to get him higher on the list.
Hey, I have a shield. That's all I'm going to say.
Well,
Yeah,
it
you
doesn't
have
do
a-
much.
So you have a shield
Well,
that
it's
could
gonna
bump Anakin up to 3. If you use it on one of the next one of the next choices.
He's gonna make my 2 the number 4.
But I've played this game enough times that I know that if we do too much sensing to move up the list, then somebody doesn't play something.
Won't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also like my list is actually straight ahead. I actually did like a list of the best things. But then
Same.
if I
Anakin? Wait, are you saying Anakin was not on your list?
no, Anakin is on my list.
Oh, just
but I
higher.
think he should be higher. And
Then
I
you
only have
can
one more
sense it.
pick, and it's the
Then you can
next
sense it.
one up.
Right. Are you
And
going
then
to
we'll
use?
take Batmouse.
Sense it, buddy.
Are you going to use your next pick on it if you sense it?
Yeah, that's the question, and I don't want
And
to.
if not, then he might not get picked because
Yeah,
Dan, we
I'm
know he
gonna
has
leave
picked
it.
number
I'm gonna
one.
leave it. Yeah.
There you go. Thanks, Joe.
It's
Yeah.
risky
So-
to sense so higher. Batmouse, what about you? Do you want to sense?
No, I love it. I love Anakin Skywalker.
I can't think of
Anakin-
anybody who does. Oh wait, Brian.
No, I'm good.
All right,
I'm good.
Anakin at number 4. So then we are at Kendall, your
Kendall.
last pick at number 3.
All right. So I'm looking at my list. Anakin Skywalker's already at 4.
You know you want to put Cad Bane at number 3.
No, he's gonna pick Jar Jar Binks.
Cad
he's
Bane.
not-
Cad
he's
Bane would be. Oh man, I didn't.
I
Think
know
about
it
him.
would be a blowout.
He is a good choice.
The
He is
Bane
a
right
good
here
choice.
on Joe, which is
So okay, we've got another. So we've got 3PO with his part showing was number 8. There's one other card on my list that shows up in 90% of decks. He's also a droid. But he's a dark side card. And we have one destroyer droid on the list, so let's get another one. I'm going to choose P59.
P59 is nominated for spot number 3. How come?
I mean, he goes in almost every deck. So he's that sort of like icon. Like if you start a dark side deck and you have like a template, he's one of the, it's like force push, P59, knowledge and defense. And he's, he draws on his own. He's got the permanent weapon with the losing the force and stuff. Like I like the mechanics of the destroyer. He's also he's got immunity to attrition, right?
Less than 4.
Yeah, so he's a permanent weapon character with immunity to attrition that draws on his own. Like that's a trifecta
He's a
there.
strong card. So it's stats. That's your
Yeah.
argument for him. Is he's
Yeah, and I mean, and he's also destroyer droids are cool. Like destroyer droids are one of the coolest things in all of the prequels. I love that like the Jedi are like, yeah, we got these battle droids. We can fight hundreds of battle droids all day. But 2 destroyer droids show up and they're like, oh crap, we got to
run.
That's it. I concede. Like
Yeah.
I love that. I love
Not
that.
wrong.
okay.
You're not
I'm
wrong.
good. I'm good with it. I love P59. I'm good.
Cool. Dan?
Sure.
Great. All right. On to pick number 2, Batmouse. That's quite the smirk on your face there, buddy.
I know. Wait, who are you talking to? Batmouse or me?
Batmouse.
Oh,
Dan's gonna move it down no matter what I pick, but
we'll see about that.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna want to move down Qui-Gon Serene Jedi
Okay.
at pick number 2. You don't want to touch it. You're gonna leave I'm gonna get all 3 of my picks on this board, and nobody's gonna even sense me.
All right.
So,
Qui-Gon
hold on,
Jinn,
so you
why
can't
is he the second best episode 1 icon character?
Second best episode icon character, fully immune. Throw a lightsaber on him. Now you're at Destiny +2. Let them swing at you. Now you're at Destiny +4. Pull meditation from the lost pile. Let's just go ahead and just wreck all of the Cortex.
Just a single man wrecking ball. All right.
Oh yeah.
And he's a Qui-Gon, which we need a Qui-Gon on this list because Qui-Gon was the Tatooine Qui-Gon Jinn was like, this is a light side guy that can fight that is fully immune to attrition. Like that's a thing, so that and Qui-Gon was one of the main characters in episode 1. You watch that review from What's His Face, there's no main characters in episode 1, but Qui-Gon was definitely like
A main character.
He was a main character. He's an icon. I had Qui-Gon Jinn with lightsaber on my list, but I forgot about Serene Jedi because the thing about Serene Jedi is before we had Serene Jedi, everybody played Qui-Gon Jinn with lightsaber because that card's crazy good.
Yeah.
And then this other card comes out, and now suddenly everybody's playing Immunity Qui-Gon, but he also doesn't feel like straight up power creep. Like it's not like they made an EPP Qui-Gon that could swing twice per battle or something like that. Like he does something different, but it's very powerful. He's on a cool backing card. He's a cool C-slip of it's a control, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a great choice for number 2. He's one of those cards that I kind of miss because I don't play that deck, but
Dan is sad because he wanted to mess with my pick, but he knows it's a very good one. Dan is sad.
Dan, you want a sense? You want to leave it but bump it down 2 spots?
Okay.
Or you want to let it sit?
Before we do that, can I just review who has what?
You only have one. There's only one pick left.
Yeah. Batmouse and Dan both have 1 sense, 1 altar, and Kindle has 2 senses. You can sense it. You can leave it.
I'm going to leave it,
or you can bump it down to spot 4.
I'm going to leave it because I also want Batmouse to improve my pick.
Sure, and you're going to leave it in spot 2
Yes.
and not use your shield.
Correct.
Okay, Dan. Spot number 1.
Okay, Batmouse. Because I know this is okay. I know you might agree. You're probably going to agree with me.
We've already talked about this. It's in Queen Amidala, the AI.
Yeah, Queen Amidala AI, best episode 1 card by far, hands down.
Is that your real pick?
Is that your?
No,
that's my pick.
That's literally his pick. I gave him.
That's my pick.
Yeah, Queen Amidala AI.
The Senator Queen Ron?
No,
Or
Thief Palace.
the Seed Palace. Okay, so that is Queen Amidala AI. Okay.
Okay, sense
Alter.
Sense
All
your
right.
altar.
You can't sense an altar, so hang on.
Yes, you can sense.
Yeah, you can't sense an altar.
Oh,
Okay,
come
so-
on, Batmouse.
You can't
Kindle-
sense a sense.
Kindle senses, that puts him down to 1. Dan alters it, and then Batmouse senses that.
I do.
Okay, so now we are left with Dan having 1 sense, Kindle having 1 sense, Batmouse having 1 altar, and Queen Amidala being stricken from spot number 1. Dan, what do you got?
Now
for us?
can we get
Now-
a review of the list
Yeah,
before
sure.
Dan realizes who he's forgetting?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
I'm not
card
forgetting.
with
I
sense
know who
earlier?
I'm not forgetting. Okay, fine.
Well, for the listener,
You know what?
let's get a review of the list.
He had his second pick sensed earlier.
Oh, I did.
His top pick was that Queen. His at number 4 we had EPP Mall sense for Anakin. That was the
Yep.
second pick. So, but yeah, quick review. Number 8 is 3PO with his part showing. Number 7, Destroyer Droid. Number 6, Lot Dodd. Number 5, Aura Singh with Blaster Rifle. Number 4, Anakin Padawan Learner. Number 3, P-59. Number 2, Qui-Gon Serene Jedi. And number 1,
And he walked away.
He walked away.
He's gonna
tilted,
choose his
you
card.
Batmouse. I feel like you guys had an agreement there. The way he was like looking at you and winking and fist bumping and everything, and then you backstabbed him there with that sense.
What? Batmouse hasn't been Batmouse all game long, and then Batmouse is going to be Batmouse on the last pick of the game.
Of course
Who
he
could
is.
have ever seen that happening?
But you broke his little heart. Look at his face.
It
Kinda
is broken.
did.
But
Okay, let's get a good number one.
he can make the
It was
correct pick
like
that
the
he's
first
going to make.
season of Survivor. He thought you had an alliance, and you just voted off Queen Amidala, and he's just like shocked.
Well, he's going to make the correct pick now.
Is he? Or
Yeah.
is he do something out of spite?
I'm going to go with Lord Sidious.
Okay, Lord Sidious. Why?
Because he's the manipulator behind everything. He controls everything. He is the Senate. He literally, like, you don't see Darth Sidious played anymore because of that card.
Okay. You make a compelling argument, but also I hate this card.
I love this card. I love this card.
Go ahead,
Practically, it's like practically Leia Rebel Princess. Like,
but if you sense it, then he's gonna put the Vader Betrayer on this one.
I would much rather have Vader Betrayer at number 1.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, I'm gonna sense it.
Sure.
So just so I'm clarified, I can't play any of the cards that I picked before that were sensed on this pick.
No, you cannot put Lord Sidious or the Queen because they were sensed on this pick. You may use EPP Mulligan because he was sensed on an earlier pick.
Oh wait, I can use my altar and then Kendall Sense dies, and then Lord Sidious stays number 1.
Or I can sense.
If you want to,
I can sense your altar.
You don't have a sense left.
Yes, I do.
He does. He has one.
Boom.
Boom.
All right. So Kendall senses.
Okay.
Batmouse,
I'll leave that.
would like to alter. You'll leave it. Okay. So Lord Sidious is now stricken. Everyone was in such harmony, and now we're at the.
I know.
You use it or lose
the
it.
controversial picks are all Dan.
on here.
Dan has been sensed 3 times now with EPP Mall, Amidala, and now Lord Sidious.
So you know what? I'm putting myself at number 1.
Wait, do I still have a sense left?
No.
I know you have 1 altar and Dan has 1 sense.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm going to put myself at number 1.
Yeah, that's the right pick.
You are not a card.
Yes, I am. I'm the Holo Theater Host and Hero card, the face of that card. Yeah,
Dynamite.
Darth Vader, Betrayer of the Jedi.
Darth Vader, Betrayer of the Jedi. Okay, and everyone except Dan is out of senses. Dan, do you want to sense this?
I mean, I kind of want to just for the meme.
You probably should because there's a card that should be at number 1.
But I'm going to leave it
Darth
on
Maul.
this.
Okay.
No Darth
Dan,
Maul with lightsaber.
So number 1 is Darth Vader, Betrayer of the Jedi. Dan, would you like to use your defensive shield to bump it down to 3?
No.
Okay. So here is our top 8 list. 3PO with parts at number 8, Destroyer Droid at number 7, Lot Dot at number 6, Aura Singh with Blaster Rifle number 5. Number 4 is Anakin Padawan Learner. Number 3 is P-59. Number 2, Qui-Gon Serene Jedi. And number 1, Darth Vader Betrayer of the Jedi. Does anyone want to add any honorable mentions? No defense about why you picked them, just quick fire honorable mentions.
Sure.
I got 2.
I got 2.
Batmouse, what are your 2?
Tehao and the B2 Battle Droid.
Tehao and B2 Battle Droid, both staples. Dan?
Obviously, I got to go with Count Dooku.
Dooku, okay.
Come on.
Force Lightning Monster.
Yeah, Force Lightning Monster tank. Captain Rex, as we said earlier.
Rex, okay.
General Grievous. Jar Jar. Philo Gandish. I mean, I know I brought her in. Padme Nabiri. Like you were saying, there's so many good Episode 1 characters.
There are a lot of.
Kind of upset that there's not a ball on this list.
This is the risk of sensing a card to put it higher.
Yeah, but even kind of upset there's not a mall on this list. What did I put at number 3?
P-59.
P-59 is pretty important on the list.
It made my spot at number 4. Now, do I get to share my list?
Yes,
you do.
Go ahead.
Hooray! My top 5 are all great cards. My bottom couple, I went with more fun picks. I put Jar Jar Binks at number 8. I love that he's a non-spy that is a pseudo-spy and can blow up IG-8 and stuff. Number 7, I went with a callback to Yoda Master of the Force Nanvi because he just I like pulling a sense in an altar, and it's only his deployment restriction that holds it back.
On my list.
6, I put Mace Windu. I think his double swing is insane. He's just a really strong card. Number 5, Padme. I don't know how Padme didn't make the list. She's just, real good. Number 4 was P-59. Number 3 was Anakin Skywalker, Padawan Learner. I loved those picks. Number 2, I had EPP Maul. And number 1, I had 3PO with part showing. I think he is the best episode 1 character. Maybe the best character in the game. But yeah, 3PO, EPP Maul. And then my honorable mentions were Philo. I had 2. And then Obi-Wan Jedi Knight virtual from way back in Legacy when he could cancel.
Yeah.
He got errated so many times because he could cancel destinies with Dark Jedi. He was real broken, and I have nostalgia for that era. I almost put Tat Maul as my Maul. I love Tatooine Maul. There's lots of Mauls.
Yeah, I mean, the list is pretty close to my list. I had Darth Maul with lightsaber at number 2 with Anakin at number 1. I had Yoda Master of the Force V got bumped off, and Qui-Gon Jinn with lightsaber got bumped off. But I mean, my list was pretty, like, there was no, there's no filler. And so I think
did you have any fun honorable mentions? Any personal favorite cards?
I mean,
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane is a favorite card. I don't even think of him as an episode 1. Jango Fett, I guess. Also was in contention. I mean, my list was pretty straight down the middle this time around.
The only other card I had on like my top 20-ish that has not been mentioned yet on this podcast is Watto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think he enables a very fun objective, and he's not a top 8 quality, but he is an honorable mention quality.
How is it a fun objective?
It's a great objective.
The fun objective. It's definitely fun.
But I want to know, folks, is the Governor, please tell us who won today's game.
The overall winner of today's game. I'm looking at which people had which picks. Batmouse had 2, 6, 8. I'm gonna go with Kendall as the winner of today's game.
Nice. The first time a host has won.
Yeah,
and it took Dan to get us there.
I think Kendall had solid choices throughout. Struggled a little bit in the trivia round, but if we just based it all on trivia, then this would just be a trivia game, and why are we doing a top 8? So that the trivia influenced where they picked. I think his picks were my favorite, and so I'm arbitrarily picking Kendall.
Sounds good.
Great stuff, guys.
All right, everybody. If you liked hearing from Dan, watch Hollow Theater on the Star Wars CCG Twitch channel every week. And until next time, good luck, have fun, and no reverts. This podcast is a production of the KendallCast Podcast Network. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/KendallCast or make a direct donation through the PayPal link at kendallcast.ninja. Thanks for listening.